Hello and welcome back to the Star Wars Expanded Universe, now dubbed by Disney Legends. So today we'll be talking about Iron Fist, the superhero. The guy that has the things on his fist, and he's a Marvel superhero, and using Defenders, and he usually hangs out with Luke Cage, and he's kind of a cool guy, but not in the Iron Fist Netflix show. At least not in season 1. Season 2 a bit better. I'm not funny. No, but today we're talking about Iron Fist, well, the ship and the book by the X-Wing series, also written by Aaron Alston. This is the 5th book. No, this is the 6th book in the X-Wing series, but the 2nd book in the Wraith Squadron ensemble. Because the first 4 books are written by, Michael Stackpole, and those have to do with Rogue Squadron, and these 3 books, Wraith Squadron, Iron Fist, and Solo Command, have to do with the Wraith Squadron. So yeah, let me get the notes. Also, I found it funny, Iron Fist, and I made the joke, which was stupid, but at the same time, Disney owns both, so it's like funny to me. Anyway, oh no, I'm on the wrong page. I'm back here. Okay. Wait. What the heck? Okay, there we go. So, I didn't write as many notes because this was another audiobook, and I was just listening for the most part. But, so there's this whole thing with Gara, who changes her name to Laura. She's the spy from the previous book. We already know that coming into this book. Whereas unlike with the previous story, or with the first 4 books, where we didn't know who the traitor was, or whatever. In this one we already do, but it's the characters who don't. But she has this whole story arc within this where she struggles to do stuff. Overall, I'm going to say right now, this definitely makes this book right here redeemed the last one for me. I really feel that this is a worthy successor to the Rogue Squadron series, and is probably one of the best books, period, in the whole X-Wing series. So this boosts up Aaron for me. This is now, I don't know if it's better for me personally than Rogue Squadron, than any of those 4 books, but it's definitely, like, at the very least equal to most of those books. But that's my non-spoiler review. This book was fantastic, and you need to read it. You should go get to it. I'm gonna get into spoilers now. Okay. So Laura, she has this whole issue in this book where does she want to stay with the Empire, or does she want to join the rebellion? Because there's a point in the book where she has an opportunity to shoot Wedge down, but she can't do it. But getting back earlier into the book, the rogues from Rogue Squadron, from Stackpole's novels, have been assigned to Solo. That's right, Captain Solo. Our Han Solo is they're supposed to be with him on doing stuff. And that's another thing. Solo is here. Look, I know the next book is called Solo Command, so I knew Han Solo was gonna show up. But I did not think he'd show up in this book, because his name's not in it, but he did, and it was really great to see him. Because you gotta realize, I've been going through these books for like months and months and months. Or not these books, but like just Legends as a whole. And, going through all this, even though I've gone through it in a pretty quick amount of time, it feels like a really long time. And the last time I saw Han was Truce at Bakura. So it's been a little bit, because I've seen at least Luke and Leia in these books already, just kind of there. This is the first time I got to see Han since then, because, this is like what, 4 years or 5 years, after the events of True Sebek Horror in episode 6. So it's been a while since I've seen him. He's wearing like a general suit, like a military suit, and he doesn't like it, which I found funny, because of course he wouldn't like it. But then, once people are getting serious and, he has to be serious, I just, it's such a little part of this book, but I love that, unlike the Han's, okay, I want to stay positive. And I know that the fan base has actually gotten pretty toxic when it comes to the sequel trilogy. I will say, I do not like, and I'm trying to say this as neutral as possible, I personally just don't like, I don't want to sound angry, I don't like how Han was handled in the sequel trilogy. I don't like that he basically got divorced to Leia, and I don't like that he basically regressed to the same character he was. I didn't like that at all. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't appreciate that. In this version of Han, he's clearly taking up more responsibility. Just in this book alone, without reading the next one or any of the other stuff in the future, he has taken responsibility. He's become, I don't know if he's a general yet, but he's definitely in a responsible leadership role position. I don't remember if they call him a general or not, probably. But he commands people now. He's in charge of people. He's got a role to play in this new government. And he's never really liked authority. He doesn't like, wearing like a military outfit. But of course, when things get serious, because, he got to see Wedge for a second. Because, they're, semi-friends. And, Han was being the Han that we know, joking around until, things got serious. And then, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was something like, and then all of a sudden, Han, like, snapped into focus and became, I'm paraphrasing, it was something like, he started fitting into the role that he was actually supposed to have. Like, he's still the Han that we remember, but at the same time, when it's time to be responsible, when it's time to do what's got to be done, he'll focus and be responsible, because that's character growth. That's who he is now. He's grown up a bit. It's been, 5 years since Return of the Jedi, or 4 years or whatever since Return of the Jedi. It might be leading up to 5 years now, because I know the Thrawn trilogy is 5 years, but this might be 4 years. And then Tatooine's Ghost and the Courtship of Princess Leia might be like, I don't know exactly how that timeline goes, but I imagine we're 4 years in by now, but I'm not sure. Alright. There's these things called the Raptors, which, they're soldiers for Warlord Zinj, and it says that they're more capable than stormtroopers, which I find funny, because in the movies, they suck at aiming. Though in the books, they are surprisingly more competent. They make stormtroopers seem like actual soldiers in the books, whereas in again, in Disney, Star Wars, and in, it's not even just Disney Star Wars, it's just the movies in general, they usually suck. But like in Star Wars Rebels, they suck even harder. So it's like, they just kind of embraced it at that point. But yeah, it was nice to see Rogue Squadron again. They were there, just chatting for a little bit, when they were talking. I mentioned that I loved Face, Lauren, and Fannon's relationship. If you still haven't left because for some reason you don't care about spoilers, I really recommend you go read it now, because this is the part where I get into spoilers. I just want to say right off the bat, I'm not going to lie to you. I knew this was going to happen. I've had that for pretty much every major death in the EU. Except anything in Fate of the Jedi. If anybody dies in Fate of the Jedi, I don't know about it. Because I don't know that much about Fate of the Jedi, except for Aboleth. That's all I know. As for Legacy of the Force, I know. At least when it comes to the major characters. I don't know about any minor characters. I know about New Jedi Order. I know about all of that. So if you expect me to be surprised, I'm not going to be. I already know. The problem was when I first started getting into the EU, or at least like learning more about it, I didn't have a job yet. I had no way of making money to buy these books for myself. So I just ate it up. I was like, it was so interesting to me. So I just kept learning and learning and learning as much as I could about it. And I found out those spoilers, unfortunately. I should have not done that. But yes, I know. So if you're still watching and you haven't read this book, please do yourself the service of not knowing what I know and just experience the book for yourself. Okay? Because it's going to be much better. Now, I can still say objectively it's well written, even if I knew what was going to happen. But anyway, last warning. Fanon dies. His ship gets hit. He crashes. But you make it back. But Face makes it down, and he's alive still. He's got a broken leg, but he's alive. But again, I already knew. But the way it was written, and the dialogue and everything was so well written that it still hit me. Just not as hard as it would have been had I not known. So, Fanon dies before, help can come. And, he's just looking up at the sky. And then, Face, looks back at him and he's just gone. And it's nice and quiet. I mean, of course it's quiet. It's a book. Well, I was reading listening to an audiobook, but the point is that the way it's done, like you can picture it like in a movie, just like silence. Like it's a real quiet scene. Whereas, you have big explosions, big deaths, a lot in Star Wars, but this was just nice and quiet, very subtle, very not that it wasn't impactful, but it wasn't loud. I don't know if that makes sense. But it was expertly well written. That boosted Aaron up to the top, along with Michael Stackpole. And I think it speaks wonders because other people are going to read this book for the first time and, be hit by that. But even still, you can reread these books knowing what happens and still be hit by it. Still, feel the gravity of it, at least by the way it's written. I didn't cry or anything, not until until I heard Fanon's speech afterwards, like he had a recording or whatever for Face, and that got me tearing up. There's a Twi'lek girl, I believe her name is Dia, but her and Face become a couple, which is just these Rogue Squadron, these X-Wing series, like everyone's getting a relationship. They are no Cornhorn though. No. It's not. No, it's not the same. I'm sorry. I mean, good for them, but to me, there's only so many relationships I can get behind. Other ones I'm just like, alrighty, that's a relationship, I guess, but they didn't hit me as hard as previous relationships in this series. So Han shows up again. Why did he show up so much in this book? His name's not in the book. His name's in the next book. I kept being surprised by that. So the Iron Fist, it gets damaged and it escapes, which I didn't expect to happen. I thought it would be taken out, but it didn't. But the Razor Kiss, which is a weird name for ship, was destroyed. But yeah. I didn't really talk about the overall plot, I guess. Like how they have to become pirates and stuff. I just completely skipped over it. Or they fake being pirates to get Zinj's attention. But you've either already read this book and you know it, or you took my advice and you read it already. Yeah, that's a part of it. I don't know why I skipped over it. I'm sorry. I was mainly listening, and I would forget to take notes in this one, because I'd be like, oh crap, it's been a while since I've taken a note, and then I would do it, and I was like, oh crap. So, I guess that speaks good for it, because I was invested enough to forget to take notes, but that's why I kind of just skipped over some things. Like, because I took notes, like, right when it started. That's why I have, like, the Han Solo thing and stuff. And then, like, when I got into it, I just kind of stopped. And I was like, oh, more. And so, the only last thing I have is this, like, last conversation between Han and Wedge at the end of the book. I don't know, it stuck out to me. And this is more paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what they said. But Wedge talks to Han and says, how do you feel about being, Zinja's, like, personal enemy? And Han's like, I hate it. But I can't hand off the job till someone hates it as much as me. Or something like that. And it's so Han, but yet so, like, more mature. I don't know. It's so subtle. He's barely in this book, but I love what they're doing with Han. And I have more Han to go. I have the next book. I have the courtship of Princess Leia. I have Tatooine's ghost. Then we have, everything afterwards. So I'm excited to see him be a dad later on. I'm excited to see him be a husband. Because I don't think him and Leia are married yet. That hasn't happened yet. I think they're dating. Maybe even engaged. But they're not married yet. And so I am excited to see all of that. I love Han and Leia so much, and I just want them to be happy and not get divorced like they did in the sequel trilogy. Or to be separated. I don't know if they really got divorced. It's kind of like went away. But that was a big middle finger to the fans. I did not like that. Anyway, that's about it. Solo Command is up next, and we get to have more Han Solo. Again, like I said, these characters have definitely grown on me. Piggy had a bigger role in this. I liked Piggy. I always liked Piggy. I like Face. Excuse me. But, I don't know. They still don't compare to my Rogue Squadron. However, this book was expertly written, and I did enjoy it a lot. So, that's about it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Sharing helps a lot. If you've read this title, please let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. And just continue to explore this amazing universe with me in a galaxy far, far away. See you next time.